It's time for another live Ask Big Van show with me, your host, Big Van. Social media producer, Mazzani. Don't forget about Ryan in the back producing, Kenny Payne on sounds. We got Andrew, we got Zydo, we got Nick, and everybody. Special guest tonight in the house, this guy right here, Andrew Bridgeforth. What's up, Andrew? Don't forget to share the show. Share it to a group you're in. When you do, we notice you. It shows up. Our software tells us who shares, and we move your questions and comments to the top, making you our premier viewers. Thank you very much. Can't wait to talk to you this live episode of the Ask Big Van Show. What's up, everybody in the whole entire world? Welcome to this episode of the Ask Big Van Show. We're so happy that you've decided to join us. I'm pretty excited. What about you, Mr. Andrew Bridgeforth? In the house is this fella right here.
I'm pretty darn excited. Thanks for having me again.
Back in the house.
Back in the house. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Back by popular demand, all of our social media messages and all of our the post office, just the outpour of fan mail just demanding your return has just been overwhelming. We couldn't say no, so we had to bring you back.
I'm flattered.
Also with me, also with me as always in the house, Mazzani Speaks. What's happening, Mazzani?
It's great. It's great. How you doing?
Have you been doing good? I haven't even hardly talked to you today because we just had to start running and gunning. Are you doing good today? Did I tell you how awesome you are today?
No, sir. You neglected me today.
Okay. Well, you're awesome. Thank you for being amazing.
Say it again.
Awesome. And I like those blue ears you got going there.
Thank you for buying them.
I forgot I did buy this. And as always, in the studio, in the production cage, the hole, the dungeon, there's Ryan. Hey, Ryan, how's it going?
What's up?
And back there's Kenny Payne. And this fella in the middle, special guest in the house, is Andrew Bridgeforth's father. Tagged along with him to keep Andrew in line this time, because last time everybody said we want to see Andrew again, but we had to keep him straight. And so I had to bring him. How's it going tonight?
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
There we go. All right. Let's get started. What do you say? For everybody watching, if this is your first time, if you're not familiar with this, if you want to post a question and you want us to see it, then put it in the comments below. Whatever it is, whatever topic it is, if we can get to it, we will. If it's a good question, we'll move it. We'll try to get to it. If you share, like I said in the intro, then we're going to see that. We're going to move your questions to the top. Mazzani, what do you say? You got a question you want to get us kicked off with on this episode of the Ask Big Van Show?
Yeah. Let's start with Tartiana Sudrith. I just, got to start with her. She wants to know, what is the most embarrassing moment of your life?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, it's probably the time that I was walking up. One time I was going to get on Air Force One, and I was walking up the steps, my foot slipped. And so I slipped, and then I took 2 more steps. I slipped again.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, no, that wasn't me.
Were there wind gusts or something?
Yeah, it was wind gusts.
Okay.
Slippy steps. No.
Brittle knees. How's your cognitive health? No, just kidding.
Hey, so anyway, for real though, I think we'll toss this question around the room a little bit, because I think a lot of people have some pretty hairy legs.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have some pretty embarrassing stories. I tell this story all the time. I've told the story about me pulling my pants down in gym class, right? I have another one that I just remembered that's excruciatingly embarrassing. That when I was in high school, I was like a 10th grader, and I saw this girl that was a very pretty young lady. I don't remember where I met her, but I met her someplace, and she invited me to come to her church's youth group. It was called Awana class or something. You guys familiar with that? Like the Baptist organization has like this youth group thing. Anyway, so she invited me to this youth group. We went to East Taylorsville Baptist Church, Taylorsville, North Carolina, and went in, and then in the youth room there was like the room is kind of like long and narrow, like a big rectangle, and the teacher or the youth pastor stood at one end, and all down this wall were girls, and they were all leaned up against this wall, and all down this wall were the guys. And we're all sitting. Now, of course, all the guys are leaned back in their chair. The metal fold-up chairs were like leaned back. and like we're cool. I was cool, and I was sitting right across the way from this girl. I won't say her name because she's on social media, but she remembers probably. I hope she doesn't, but anyways, so she was across the little room from me, and like I'm leaned back like this, and I'm like Mr. Cool, and all these two guys next to me, they're leaning in, they're looking at her, and they're like, hey man, she likes you, and I was like, yeah. And then these girls next to her are leaning into her, and she's pointing at me, I don't know what the youth pastor was saying. Poor guy was probably working his heart out, but all of a sudden, my chair slipped out from under me. Like the back of my neck's on the baseboard, and I'm like looking up over through my knees at her. She's red. That was excruciatingly embarrassing.
So what happened after that?
I don't remember. I like blacked out. Like
I got
I'm
you.
sure.
Did you get the girl's number?
No, I went to school with her for 3 more years. She hardly ever talked to me after that. So it was super embarrassing.
That was on point. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was really bad. I just remembered scurrying to get up, trying to get up, and I was, of course, red as a beet, embarrassed. That was probably one of the most embarrassing, other than the one I always tell about pulling my pants down in gym class.
So did you see her? Did you make eye contact with this girl?
Oh yeah, I was looking through my knees because my knees were up over the chair, and I was like looking through my knees, and she's like,
I'm saying like later on
Oh, yeah.
throughout school, you went to school with her for
yeah.
2 more years. So.
yeah, I saw her all the time. I mean, she was like, hey man,
Oh, okay.
but like that was it.
Oh, well.
But I look back at it and I was like, I've been married almost 30 years now. Not to her, obviously. And so it's like
that one though.
no, it's like I think that's like the way that the Lord has. Like He's like got a plan for you. And if that's not the one for you, the angel
let
comes
you
by
know.
and kicks the chair out. Not this one.
Right.
You're on your own.
All right. So all for the better, I guess.
Yeah. What about you, Andrew? You got some embarrassing story that you can share with the
Yeah. I was thinking for
millions
a while.
of viewers that are online watching right now?
So
We got like 4 viewers.
another girl story. I mean, we're getting there. Another girl story. But middle school, I really liked this girl named Charlotte. Okay, and I wasn't like super outgoing in middle school. I mean, amongst my friends, obviously, but not with girls at all. So.
Yeah.
Actually, I was with my dad. We were in CVS. I have a twin brother, too, so he took us to CVS for Valentine's Day. And he's like, all right, you guys want to get your little girlfriend some chocolate or a bear or something? And I'm like, well, heck yeah, I'm going to let Charlotte know I like her. Obviously in middle school, when you think about a girl,
Oh yeah.
like nervous, heart
Oh
pounding,
yeah.
right?
Your heart stops. It feels like.
Yeah, mine too for the ladies.
Some bad. So. So we go to CVS. I get a bear. I mean, he spent like maybe $20, $30 on just me, bear and chocolate and all this. And I go, my heart's pounding now thinking about it, honestly. We're in the same math class.
You remember this?
I think I told him about it. And he's just like, well, you're a loser,
You're a loser.
Anyway, so we had math class together. I go up to her locker after math class. She's like, oh, hey, Andrew. No, I went to my locker first, grabbed the stuff, and then double booked it or double timed it back to her locker. I'm pretty sure she saw me approaching with the stuff and like maybe not trying to make eye contact with her, or maybe staring her down. Yeah, I don't know how I approached her, but get up to her locker and I'm like, hey, Charlotte. I was wondering if you wanted to like be my Valentine. And she's like, oh, thank you. And you could just see how uncomfortable she was on her face. Like, no, this dude, like,
Oh wow.
But she was nice about it. And I gave her the stuff, physically shaking. And I remember trying to be cool, so I put my hand up on the locker, like, while I'm talking to her, like hey. Hold on, you can't see my hand shaking, but it was shaking. I was shaking.
Yeah.
Oh, I think, I just really want to be friends.
Oh no.
Yeah, everybody in the hallway watching did that.
Oh man.
There were people watching. I feel like one of our teachers was watching it too.
It's on the hall camera.
Yeah. Look at this little loser. Like, embarrassing. Oh, that's brutal.
painful.
And I'm just like, yeah, no, yeah, that's cool. I didn't cry, but I cried inside NASCAR. Hey, I'm progressive. I'm all about
Oh,
it.
man. Tell me about changing fluid for NASCAR.
Okay, well, that was a typo, obviously. But
That was not me, y'all.
Yeah.
That's from the production cave
These
back
guys
there.
and their jokes.
These guys.
Well,
joking.
So it's cool. Well, my dad actually just flew up from Texas yesterday. I picked him up yesterday morning.
Okay.
So I've been hanging out with him the last couple of days and moving into a new apartment. And he helped me out with that, which was necessary because I wouldn't have been able to do it by myself, really.
Nice.
Kenny did offer several times.
Yeah, too bad somebody with a truck didn't offer.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to make people drive
Yeah.
an hour and a half out of the way. But I
Someone
appreciate
offering is not making them do anything.
it's the thought that counts in my book, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate you, Kenny. I do.
Chalk that up to brownie points, Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
Shots fired.
For me, it's the work that counts.
Anyways, moved into the new apartment, and I took my dad to work with me this morning. We had meetings, so he got to see the entire Hendrick facility. Which
Nice.
Was it impressive, Dad? Were you impressed? He liked it.
It was very impressive.
Okay, so they're doing the whole COVID protocol at work right now, so we had to be careful about where he went because we don't want to overexpose or expose anybody, especially we're in the hunt for a championship 2 weeks to go. So,
Yeah.
well,
Nice.
the championship race is in Phoenix in 2 weeks, next weekend.
Yeah.
So showed him the
You
weight
think you'll
room.
win?
Absolutely, Kyle Larson is. If he doesn't win, it'd be a travesty. He's won so many races this year.
That's your car? That you?
That's not my car, but that's.
What about your car?
Well, 53 Rick Ware Racing. They're a solid outfit, and I appreciate those guys, and they're racing for points, and pretty much every team in NASCAR is. All those guys are super professional.
What can you do to help them win? That's what we really want to know.
I can do my job to the best of my ability, and on top of that, character matters. If you have high character individuals around you at all times, a rising tide raises all ships, right? So
Yeah. Does character? Does that get you? Do they give you a couple more feet of starting time or something?
no,
So character doesn't really win races, does it?
no. When it comes down to it, but
I'm messing with you, man.
yeah, actually, the overall culture is definitely important.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anywhere you work, of course, you want to be around people that are quality.
Right. But I'm sorry. So he got to see practice today. We're practicing the new monolug car, which is the Gen 7 next year.
That's the one hub.
Yeah, one lug in the hub. I'm a tire changer, so that's
Yeah.
going to be big for me.
So, how many lugs did you have before? 5.
5 lugs, yeah.
So did they decrease your pay now that you only have to change one?
A lot of people are speculating that it will just because of this.
Really?
Well, I don't
Kenny.
know. I don't think it will. It seems easier. It seems more simple, right? You don't have to have that skill set, composure that people develop over decades.
Yeah.
But it's still, there's nuances in itself that are going to be
Oh,
more
yeah.
difficult to learn. And it's a lot more athletic, too. So
I would think that, correct me if I'm wrong, is it because it's bigger, could it get off-threaded?
yes.
And it's probably has its own technicalities to it that are...
The biggest issue that we're dealing with right now is it's a big gun with one lug that's magnetized to it. And if you smack it on something, hit the gun on something, that lug will dislodge from the magnets and just go flying off on the pit road.
Yeah.
You're wasting at least a half second, more than likely 3 seconds to be like, put a new one on. And
Yeah.
that's a big deal.
By the way, did you mention to him when I told you about the new diagram of the 2 guys that go out first and the car comes through and you guys run around? So you don't have to run around the car. You don't
I
remember
haven't
that?
mentioned that yet. I'm waiting for the right moment. So they're like, this guy, he's
Tell
on to
Rick.
something.
Just tell Rick that I said. I'll tell you what. I'll draw him a diagram. Then you
Okay.
can take that to him.
And I'll just marker your name out real
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah, that's right.
My idea.
Crayon on a napkin.
Yeah.
This is how you should do it.
Listen, guys, just be shaking with it. So you gotta do that.
This is how it should be done. They spend millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Digress like dissecting every split second, and then Van comes along. He's like, "No, listen, let me tell you what's up." Boring.
But I had a lift today too before practice, and that's like an hour. All right, we do our rehab and do our lifting. We have a workout card program, whatever. It's pretty nice. The facility's there. So while I was doing that, he couldn't be in the weight room, so he was just kind of in the car sending emails or whatever. And the head of our pit department, Evan, came out and he's like, "Hey, do you want to take a tour of Mr. Hendrick's museum on campus?" Now, I've been at Hendrick for 3 years, and I have not been allowed in this museum because there's hundreds of millions of dollars of cars and whatever else. He actually took, Mr. Hendrick took the Dairy Queen from his hometown and moved it inside
wow.
this building where he got the whole history of Mr. Hendrick, and
Yeah.
really cool guy, really good guy, and definitely takes care of his employees. So
Yeah.
we appreciate you, Mr. Hendrick. But it was really cool that he got to look at that. So I was happy that
That's cool.
he had a good time.
You got any highlights from that trip? Did you get a Dairy Queen cone while you were there? Was that Dairy Queen operational?
I was going to say that I was offered some ice cream.
Really?
But I declined to have a little thing with milk right now at my age. So.
Oh yeah.
He lactose.
But the whole place was great.
That's
He has probably, I don't know, 50 Corvettes of every year, first model of everything.
Oh wow.
There were Camaros,
He's a
Chevys,
connoisseur.
everything.
What do you think about the 2021 Corvette?
He had, I think he had a 20. Is 22?
No, I mean, what do you think about it? Do you like that car?
The new one.
The new one, the new Corvette.
I don't know.
That's the one that looks like a European sports car.
Looks like a Ferrari.
Yeah, it's,
Oh, he has that one then.
Yeah.
Because he has the newest one.
that's that car is on. That's
I like it.
The new mid-engine Corvette.
yeah. It's probably the first Corvette that I've ever seen and instantly said I must have that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
all the other Corvettes, I've been like, that's kind of cool. But
Right.
some people are just Corvette heads. You know, that's all they think and dream about. But I've never really like longed for a Corvette until I saw that one. I was like, I gotta have that car. That's on point.
I got an early look at it because he's tight with GM, so
Yeah.
he had one on campus. And
Oh, really?
Yeah, couldn't take a picture of it or anything, but it was sweet. It was awesome
Yeah.
in person. So,
Jeffrey says he wants the old Stingray.
oh yeah,
What's up, Jeffrey Turner? Watching at home. Thanks for watching. Jeffrey's always watching. We really appreciate you being a fan of the show. Hey, speaking of which, everybody, if you're watching at home and you don't mind doing this, can you just real quick hit the little share button and share this to a group that you're a part of? Maybe it's a yard sale group or something from work, whatever. Just share it with some people. And then let's get some viewers on here. That way, Zani can have people asking questions, right?
Yeah, let's go to the next one.
oh,
All right, let's do another question. Mazani.
Why did you switch the camera right there? Wow.
Perfect.
Oh, wow. Okay. This one comes from Nicholas Roberts. He wants to know, what are your thoughts on Halloween? Do you think people should celebrate it?
Oh, do I think people should celebrate Halloween? I would get like lynched right now if I said that people should not celebrate Halloween because like this
What's
is
that?
Halloween season, right? Yeah, I mean like the people in my neighborhood would find me and probably hurt me bad because like some of like my neighbors have like their whole front yard is a big spider web. They took like ropes, like went down to Home Depot and like bought these hundreds of feet of like half-inch rope and put a big eye, a big eye bolt on their soffit and stretched all these ropes down in their front yard. And then they took all this webbing and put in between. So it looks like this huge spider web.
so they went hard.
Oh, yeah. So
That's awesome.
If I say people shouldn't celebrate it,
well, why wouldn't they celebrate?
I think he's referencing because a lot of Christians feel like that Halloween is like leans towards a demonic holiday, a pagan holiday and stuff. And so it's in the Christian world, a lot of Christians are on the fence about whether or not to celebrate Halloween. In that respect, as far as I'm concerned, I feel like if you're partaking in the festivities of the season and it's like just something fun, like for instance, like we let our kids dress up and have costumes and stuff, but they can't be demonic, like they can't be like demons and crap like that.
Right.
I mean, some people it's whatever they want, but
Right.
but for our family, that's like if they want to be like Marshmallow, like Uriah was Marshmallow one year, and I actually made. Hey, have you guys seen that Marshmallow helmet I made? It's on point, ain't it?
It
So like I
is.
made a Marshmallow helmet for him. It looks like the real
Right.
deal.
Right.
So he was like Marshmallow one year. So I mean that kind of stuff it's fun for them. But if it gets into like, in my opinion, for our family, if it gets into where they're like celebrating, death and gore and stuff like that, it's not really.
That's my favorite part of the
I feel that.
holiday.
I know. Well, some people actually like that's what it is for them. It's as gory as possible. Did you see the picture? Did you see the Facebook post where the lady or the family had the dead people in their front yard and it
Yes,
was
and
like
it was like the
exploded
head
and blood
chopped
everywhere?
out. Yeah.
And the cops showed up. Like
yeah,
the neighbors,
multiple times. Yeah.
like people going by called the cops. Oh my gosh!
It's a crime scene.
Like they
It's-
freaked out. Like
She
it was-
went hard.
Yeah, that's legit. You know, for sure. So, but what do you guys think? You no qualms with Halloween?
We used to do Halloween pretty big.
Yeah.
Back in high school, middle school. That was the one holiday that we really splurged on decorating for, and we enjoyed it because we lived in a nice development and lots of kids around.
Yeah.
I dressed as a Dave Chappelle character. I think that's the last time I dressed up for Halloween, but I actually have the stuff to do it this year.
You were Dave Chappelle?
I was Tyrone Biggums, the crackhead.
Yeah, with the,
Yeah.
the white powder.
Red beanie. No, I kid you not. I on Amazon ordered a blazer, tan blazer. I got a blue sweatshirt. I got the red beanie, and I got some powdered sugar
I don't
donuts.
think it goes across the same when you're in your mid-20s.
Yeah, they might. It'd
Yeah.
be more believable. Yeah,
Yeah,
Heck
like
yeah.
I
arrestable.
still have the video.
Arrestable.
I'm fast. But
When you're a kid, then it's funny. But like when you're,
stay tuned. We're gonna post the
they're
pictures
gonna
when
be
I
like,
do
"Oh,
it.
Andrew, I'm so sorry, man. What's happened, buddy?"
Hey man,
Actually, in our neighborhood, we were ostracized.
what?
So-
What? Go ahead.
I'll tell the truth for a bit. So we lived in Stafford, Virginia, where they really did Halloween out. And so when we moved up to Nazareth, Pennsylvania, and we had our first Halloween, we didn't know that the neighborhood was like you were saying, nice, dressy up, Marshmallow Man, whatever.
Yeah.
And we were the only house in the neighborhood who did scary, and no one came to our house. And this is a neighborhood. I think we had 200 homes.
Oh wow.
Something like that.
And no one came by the first Halloween.
No way.
And so they had like that weekend, they had a neighborhood. They used to have neighborhood gatherings in the cul-de-sac, and so we went down there,
Yeah.
and then people are looking at us like, "Oh, those people,
Yeah.
the ones at the Halloween."
Now, kids, don't you go by their house.
But the next year, there was 2 other scary houses.
Oh.
And then the
Yeah.
next year, in the next 11 years, everyone in the neighborhood did scary houses. And it wasn't gory,
Yeah.
but you were like scaring the kids. And the last year, it was not whoever that crackhead person was. He did you did the scary jack-o'-lantern person,
Yeah.
right? And so he sat in the corner of our deck as a mannequin. But when the little kids came,
Oh yeah.
the little kids just got the candy, but the bigger kids, he scared them.
Yeah, because they'd come up. That's what I remember about Halloween when I was a kid. Like I remember going up to somebody's front porch and seeing, because you always wonder, is it
Is it a person?
is this a person
Yeah.
or is this just like a stuffed, clothes that people stuff stuff in,
Right.
And then that sucker always jumps on you, and you're
Yep.
just like, ah.
We did that. We always did it big though. We had smoke machines. One year he got dry ice and actually had the smoke on the
Oh,
garage
really?
floor. We opened up our garage, webbed the whole. We hung up black curtains, webbed it, flashing lights, and I did the same thing. Like I would actually chase people out of the garage. Like we really did it big. We loved Halloween.
Yeah, I'm telling you, some people this is their favorite holiday for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so to answer your question, Nicholas, I would say, go put the question back up there, Ryan. What was it? What was specifically? There's 2 parts to it. We lost it.
It was.
It's gone.
What are you gonna wear?
Oh, you pulled it from the queue. Yeah, there was. What are you gonna wear?
I don't think it was, but I'm just asking.
Yeah, I don't dress up.
Okay.
I mean-
if you had to dress up, what would you be?
He's always dressed for Halloween.
I'd be Fat Albert.
Yeah, not a good idea.
What? Oh yeah, y'all told me I couldn't say that.
How would you do it? What would you? I mean, the skin tone is off.
They always like.
Justin Trudeau, I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, yeah. Oh yeah, because you said I can't. Why has it got to be a black Fat Albert? I'd just be a fat guy.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Dogs like this.
You can't do that either.
I can't do that.
I mean, it just.
Hey.
No, I thought you were
guess
talking about the actor, that issue.
No.
There was an
No.
issue with the actor.
Oh my goodness.
You're talking about you're talking about Bill Cosby.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Fat Albert.
It was it his voice? No,
Yeah.
it was the actor that played, wasn't it?
It was. His
Was it his
It was
voice?
Bill
The
Cosby's
cartoon,
voice?
yeah.
Yes. That's what I
Oh.
thought you were talking
Okay.
about.
Well, yeah, because like anytime I do like a black guy's voice, they always scold me and say I
I
can't
want
do
to
it
know how
because
you
I'm
can
white.
do
Honestly, I
Crayola.
don't.
You could do a black guy's voice. Is Crayola?
What's Crayola?
What is a black guy's voice?
That's
Yeah.
what I mean.
Right,
just
just
kidding.
because I do an act I'm honoring an actor or a personality with my impression of them doesn't mean I'm being racist.
I know. I believe you. I believe
Okay.
that.
Yeah,
I'm glad he believes
People
you.
are too sensitive.
she does.
All right.
People are too sensitive. I must be you people then.
He needs some milk.
Get him, Faye. That was too much.
Trying to break it up here.
All right, so let's go to another question. Hey, before we do, I don't know, Kenny, can you slip out and turn the air condition down? It's like 900 degrees in this studio. My hands
Yeah,
are
it'll
all
take me
sweaty.
about 7 minutes.
7 minutes. No, we need sound effects before 7 minutes.
While he's switching this, you never
We're gonna
asked
have
me
to
any
get
questions.
Kenny on dipping or.
You never let me comment on
Vague.
any questions.
Let's go ahead
I've literally
and
been
get
sitting
your-
here looking at you.
I
for
want to
like
hear
3 minutes.
Mazzani's
Yeah,
embarrassing.
Mazzani. No, we don't want to go all the way that far back, but I
Okay.
do want to get your input on Halloween because you're big time on the gore and you watch those movies year round. Do you watch?
I don't watch scary movies actually. I like witches and like ghouls and I watch Netflix like the cartoon Super Monsters because I think it's cute. I just like stuff like that. I think it's cool.
So you think witches and demons are cool?
Like,
I'm just kidding.
yeah, you don't watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Like,
No,
let's
I
be
haven't.
real. Did you not have a crush on Buffy when you were a teenager?
No.
Maybe that's before your time.
I don't think I ever watched that show.
Really? Oh wow.
I knew a girl in high school named Buffy.
Really?
Was Buffy ugly?
Yeah. No, she's a pretty lady.
Well, okay, well, I'll simulate that.
Do you think witches are real?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
real.
Absolutely.
They're real.
I've seen witches in D.C.
Voodoo doctors are real too.
I was in Washington, D.C., and I went there real early with my son at like 8 o'clock in the morning to get tickets to the Washington Monument. And I was parked right beside the road. Because I got there early, so I wouldn't have to walk far to get up there to get in line for the tickets.
Okay. I believe you. Yeah.
And I was parked right beside the road, and so we went and got the tickets. We came back, got in, and Uriah was with me. He can attest to this story.
Okay.
I have proof. And so,
How old is Uriah? I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
and so I get in the car, and I think I did something on my phone first, because I was looking down at my phone, and before we took off, and this lady was sitting on a park bench right next to us, right, and she was sitting there. I think she had an umbrella, but it wasn't raining. But she was sitting there. I don't remember the details on that, but I do remember this other lady that was jogging came by and stopped and like asked her if she could help, because I heard like a little, like little banter. They're right. I mean, this happened like right outside our car. So we're parked here, and there's like a park bench where the door is right there. So I mean, they were like right there. And so the other lady said, "Can I help you?" Or whatever. Something like. Well, then the lady on the park bench just starts dropping these hateful F-bombs on her. I don't need your effing help, blah, 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 yelling and cussing her. And so this lady goes, she's like, fine, and she takes off running.
Right.
And that lady stood up and kind of walked after her a little bit, hollering and cussing her. So then she comes back and stands next to our car and looks in at our car, and I'm like, I'm like, at this point, I'm not saying she's a witch. She hasn't done anything yet. She's just been a grumpy lady.
Right.
But then she like looks and walks to the side. When she sees our car, then like Uriah's looking at her, and then she walks to the back. She looks at the back of our car, and she gets this pad of paper out and starts writing our, right. And so I'm like, okay, it's time for us to go. Like she's obviously she's writing down our license plate number, and she's kind of a weirdo. Well, then she like starts doing this thing like this, like putting her hand up and pointing at our car, right? So then check this out. Then I look, and like we're parked here, and we're like 50 yards or so from the corner, and then when you turn the corner, standing over there is another lady wearing the same outfit. These are kind of like heavy set 50, 60-year-old women, white women,
Right.
kind of a little bit heavy set, wearing like
Where the
these,
white women at?
wearing like these like the outfits were real dark, kind of like black clothing and weird.
Right.
But then that chick's wearing the same thing, and she's doing the same thing like this, looking at us. And so like I'm like these are some weirdos, and they're like chanting stuff. So like they're like, I was like, weirdos, witches,
What'd you do?
I hit the gas pedal.
Did you hit them?
No, I got out of there.
Really?
Did you
took
pray
off.
after that?
Yeah, we did some spiritual, just like we don't receive those curses kind of things in
Gotcha.
the name of Jesus. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Tell me why every time there's a penny on the wrong side, I always flip it over and I say, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Because I don't want no bad luck, but I want to give somebody else good luck, and I feel like flipping it over does that. So I
What
do
are
that.
you talking?
I believe
really
that.
do that.
No, I believe penny heads up. I always pick it up. If it's heads down, leave it.
I flip it over for somebody else,
Yep.
and
well,
then I
that's good.
rebuke it.
That's good.
Swear it.
Good stuff.
I never heard that one.
Because I feel like it's really a mental thing. Like if you pick it up, even if you have no clue how that penny got there, but
Yeah.
it's a mental thing. Like you're welcome.
It's the universe.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the spirit.
But
The
anyway,
universe.
I guess we go to the
No.
next question. I never ever got to answer really,
Okay,
but it's
answer.
cool. Don't worry about it. That's
You got
cool.
5 seconds.
And done. You ready to go to the next question? You
I
can answer
thought
my
you
question.
kind of went into your Halloween thing.
I did sort of. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, let's do another question.
Okay, this question comes from me. Lasani Speaks wants to know, what is a funny way that you unwind and decompress? Mind you, I already have an answer to it from somebody who's seen me post it. He said that he watches Seinfeld. Cameron.
Okay. Unwind, decompress.
Cameron watches Seinfeld?
Yeah, Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Seinfeld is so boring.
Seinfeld is gold.
Seinfeld's
It's so
hilarious.
boring. It's boring.
No soup for you.
It's the subtleties, the nuances. You gotta
Yeah.
pay attention.
You don't like The Office either. You don't like Parks and Rec.
It's all dry to me.
Yeah, because you don't take the time to understand the character development, because it's all about the characters. Once you understand the characters, then the flavor is there. Then it's like they can say one little thing or one little comment, one little smirk.
And you know them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's the guy from Parks and Rec? What what I'm talking about, Kenny? What's that guy? He was with the 729. He was Tom Haverford's partner. What's his name, Kenny? You know what I'm talking about.
I don't remember what you're talking about. It's been like a year.
Yes,
since
you
I've seen
do.
it.
Never mind.
You know the guy.
Anyways, when you know the characters and they do that funny stuff, it's hilarious.
Is
Right.
it Burt Macklin?
No, that's FBI Burt Macklin.
I don't know.
That's Chris Pratt's character.
It's a show about nothing. What's not to like? Thanks, Jeffrey.
No, this is the guy he was partners with. Now it's on. We got to talk about it, y'all. Look up Entertainment 729, Kenny. Entertainment 729. Find the picture of this guy. Him and his sister. Remember, they were so nasty. His sister was such a sleazy, hilarious, sketchy woman. You don't remember this?
Parks and Rec. No, I'm not super.
Don't play the video, Kenny. Just give us his picture. Entertainment 729, I think, is a.
Can you answer the question?
Does
while
anybody
waiting?
watching know who I'm talking
I
about?
don't know.
I can't remember his name.
You know what I'm talking about? Remember when he
Yeah.
used to do the
John Ralphio.
John Raphael?
John
I can't
Ralphio.
stand
Yeah,
that
John
dude.
Raphael. You know who I'm talking
No.
about?
Oh, he's
I
on.
need to see.
Oh, Kenny, you're killing me.
Oh, that dude's on Space Force on Netflix
He
now.
is so funny.
Oh, he's annoying.
What do you guys think about the Space Force? Have you,
Space Force.
the actual branch of the military? What do you think about
We're
that?
getting into a whole nother
Absolutely
question.
necessary.
Absolutely necessary.
Yes.
Well, did you hear about China's hypersonic nuclear missile?
That's why we need Space Force.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense now.
Yeah. Trump he saw something before, didn't he?
Well, I don't want to give him any credit. No, I'm just kidding. But no, absolutely. A hypersonic missile. Now, I'm hoping that our military is just like, good job. Okay, we did that 10 years ago. But
Yeah.
if that's not the case, then absolutely Space Force is necessary.
No, we're in trouble. Let's tell you that, because there was American engineers developed the smallest screw in the world, and they sent a prototype over to China, and they said, "We just wanted you to see the smallest screw in the world." And China drilled a hole in it, put a screw in it, and sent it back. I said, "Thanks."
Is that a true story?
No.
I mean, I have all the
I
faith.
cracked myself up. Where's the sound effects now? Where's the but up?
I'm letting
Come
you
on,
bask
Kitty.
in your glory.
Well,
Did you answer the question?
I don't remember what the question.
what was the question? What?
Oh yeah, how do we unwind and decompress?
Oh,
It's a show about nothing. What's not to like? Yeah, that's about Seinfeld. Seinfeld's a good show.
yeah.
Obviously, that's how I decompress. Funny things that I do. I watch The Office. Right now, I'm going through King of Queens. I don't know why I never watched that before. That show's hilarious.
Really good show.
I'm like on season 8 or something, but that show's hilarious. It's really like my wife and I.
Who's your favorite character?
Oh, Arthur, of course.
Yeah.
Arthur's hilarious. It's
I
the
must-
most natural thing in the world.
Douglas, I must speak with you. Can it wait, Arth? No!
You're dead to me.
Yes.
That show's hilarious. Yep.
Very good, very good. Funny way to unwind? I don't know. A funny way to unwind. I go home and light some incense, which I'm not joking. I just recently started doing that, and I believe that there's some truth to it, at least maybe subconscious.
Because the smell makes you relax.
Maybe it's the smell, maybe it's the ambiance that it creates, the smoke in the air, just kind of more spiritual.
What about
Little
your
bit.
plants?
The plants too, yeah. I've got
Yeah, what about your plants?
yeah. So
Let me see your thumbs.
they're
What?
green. They're green.
Oh, I just can't do
Those
it fast
thumbs are
enough.
awesome.
What are we doing here?
Trying to give Van some value to that.
Thanks, Kenny.
You're welcome.
I would have liked that right after my good joke about the screen.
Where do you get your incense from?
There's a
What are you doing? Flying the X-wing fighter or something?
let me tell you, it was me and Corn Pop was a
Do it.
what are we doing here?
Do the corn pop.
What are we-
If you guys
My
had-
brother does a great
if
corn
you had,
pop. I
if you
wouldn't
had
get
heard
trusted.
Andrew do the corn pop, that's good.
You didn't see this? You guys know? I'm sure.
Yeah, you're shooting.
Hopefully,
the,
people at home know what I'm
the
doing.
gun on the
No, I don't know.
Driving a
bottom
boat?
bottom of the Millennium Falcon.
My cognitive decline has gone so far that I don't know what to do with my hands when I'm on camera.
What do I do with them?
the old Ricky
I
Bobby.
don't know. Ricky
Yeah.
Bobby.
It's a great race. I'm number 1.
Not sure what to do with my hands right now.
Just put him down. Put him down.
They come back.
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Forget it.
Ryan, you're gonna have to get some of Mazzani's faces on this.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's not getting nearly
Priceless.
as much the
I'm cool with that.
joy out
If
of
you
this.
see
as
my
we are.
if you seen my face right now, I dry you up like the desert. Are you ready for the next question?
I think we're ready for another question.
Yeah,
Mazzani.
because mine was irrelevant. Okay, so this one comes from Amy Pope. She wants to know, do you think as parents we fail our children by not disciplining them like we were when we were younger?
Absolutely.
Why, did you get a lot of whoopings?
Yeah. My mom
Me?
whooped me all the time. She'd whoop me religiously.
Every Sunday?
If she'd come in the room and I'm sitting there just playing with some toys, she'd say, "What you doing, son?" I'd be like, "Nothing, Mama." She goes, "Well, an idle mind's a devil's workshop. Go get me a Switch."
That's a joke, right?
That's a joke. But but she would whip me all the time. All my memories are getting whipped when I was a kid. She'd send me out. We had a sycamore tree. We had one big, huge sycamore tree, and then we had another one that had been cut down at some point before I was, before I was born, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But you know how sycamore trees are. They have the little shoots that grow on the sides, and so they grow up tall next to them so that you can break them off. They're
Right.
switches,
Right.
So those little things are like this big around, they're like this long, and she'd go get those things and pull all the leaves off of them. And she'd run me all around that yard.
She let you run? Oh, you were blessed.
Well, actually, I ran a couple times, but then that was when you come back, it's a lot worse.
If you run, it makes
yeah.
it worse.
Yeah,
Yep.
so I quit running after that, and then she'd send me to get my own switches, and I would always get the big ones because they didn't whip. They wouldn't like go around your legs.
Yeah.
They'd just be like
They
one
just
time
broke
and you're
muscle.
done. Yeah. And then she'd see it after a while. She's like, "No," and then she'd go out and get her own, and she'd come back in. And what was the worst is when there's still some leaves left on that sucker. So it's just the worst.
Leaves scraping you.
You can see those leaves coming, man. They make a little whipping sound.
I can imagine. Oh my god! I can imagine you just like looking through the woods, like, "Oh, this just won't do."
Wait, I don't know who told me that. Somebody told me something. Somebody told me about a time where they were going to get a whooping. They were younger, and they went and got a small switch, and their parent beat them back outside and was like, give me another one. So they drug a limb, like a big, huge, is this big enough, Mommy?
Just
And
dragging it out.
she said that their parent laughed so hard they could not even beat them
Oh my gosh.
because it was so.
Some parents be beating too hard.
Yeah.
Some parents take it too far.
Why you keep looking at me for? Why are you looking at me?
Some parents take it too far. I know that. Did you guys hear that story about the inner city kid in Charlotte? Well, I told you the Panthers adopted as an organization. They adopted that boy
Right.
because his parents were abusive. So actually, his parents weren't even in the picture. Like they had already left him, and he was living with his aunt and his uncle. They were abusive, and the city took him from his aunt and uncle and gave him to his grandmother.
Mm.
And they found out the grandmother was beaten. When the Panthers organization found out about it, they said, "We want to adopt this kid because And so they went to the judge and all that. I guess maybe they were going to share him between the players, whatever, different
Right.
houses.
Right.
And the judge almost immediately awarded it and said, like didn't have to go through all the red tape. And said, absolutely, we will let the Panthers adopt this kid because the Panthers can't beat anybody.
Oh. Wait, what?
Bizarre, you should
Wait,
show
so
her
like
face.
the players were gonna split custody?
No, man, come on.
I get it.
You get it?
I get it.
They can't beat
They
him.
could- right.
They can't beat anybody.
Because
It's getting less fun anymore. He explained it.
I don't think you understand. Like, so if the Panthers,
Please stop.
Because they're a bad team.
Let's get back. You see what I deal through?
all right, I'm sorry, Bizarre. Go ahead.
I'd like to get back to the beatings.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Thank you for giving your opinion. So you do believe that we should be doing more whoopings?
yeah.
Well, you
On
do.
timers. Yeah, I mean, I think if kid messes up, they need a whooping.
What's the age when you stop beating your kids?
Probably about
18.
probably when the cops start showing up.
Yeah.
What's that age? Give me a good age.
If you call the cops and
Is
like,
that sound effect? Or is that
No,
real?
not gonna
that's
take
real.
you.
That's real cops. No, I mean, well, you got to spank them all the time. The younger they are, the more spankings they get, and hopefully you've trained them the older they get. And once they crest about 10 years old, they pretty much should know. Look, you don't do this or that, or you're gonna get that.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they're still doing stuff when they're 12 and 13, you still got to give them some loving. But by the time they hit 14 and 15, if they're still doing stuff that deserves a spanking, you're gonna have a hard time with that kid. You know what I mean? It's like you should have trained your kid up before that point, that when they're 14, 15, they're usually making the right decisions.
I'm 25 years old, and I got hit with a drop cord a month ago.
You need to call the police.
She says it'll be a domestic dispute.
Yeah.
well, do you think that overall,
Was that Skylar that did that?
No, my mother.
do you think kids these days have received that type of discipline and training coming up?
No.
What's
No,
that?
it's much more talk about your feelings.
Yeah.
F you, Dad. Well, how does that make you feel?
What have I done to make little Johnny talk
How
to me
can
that
I
way?
make you feel better with yourself?
Right.
I've given you everything in the world that you could possibly want.
Yeah.
I could give you up. That's how I plan. If I can't beat you, if I'm going to prison for you, how about this? There's two
Never
options.
gonna give you
You're going to
up.
act right, or I'm going to give you up. Which one?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do, Skylar?
She's only a baby.
I don't care. I'm preparing. I'm preparing right now.
Yeah.
She is a beautiful baby too.
She is a
you.
pretty baby.
Thank you.
Mazzani, I think we're ready for another question. Hey, let's do a commercial. Ryan, you want to do a commercial? Do you know how to do that? We do it every week. He fell asleep in there.
Him don't
No
feel
kidding.
good.
He
He don't feel
He
good.
doesn't feel good, and he's switching cameras, so he's leaned back in his chair. Yeah, I'm ready. You want to preempt the commercial?
We thank you. I just want to say thank you to our viewers and sponsors. I'm in the future, y'all.
She's like, we thank you. Not really.
You guys suck.
Anyway,
What's happening out there?
people
you
are
guys-
spanking their kids.
Yeah. That's good.
Anyways,
All right. You're gonna do it. You do it.
you want me to do it?
Just do it.
What do I say? Stuff
I know.
like,
Remember last time you said it? You
what did I say? Thank you for watching Ask the Eye. Oh, wrong shoe. I think it was something along.
just tell them we'll be right back after this message.
We'll be right back after this message.
Hey everybody, this is Big Van, and if you'd like to watch our show live, then you must subscribe and follow so that it alerts you when we're on the air. Be sure to check out the links below for some live show times and some very cool products so you can have your own conversation starters. We can't wait to see you and your questions and comments on the next live Ask Big Van show. Did you see the Flat Earth guy on that?
I do. I got a question about that.
Okay.
This one comes from Nicholas Roberts. He wants to know, what do you think of the flat Earth theory?
They have some good questions. When I first heard about the flat Earth theory, I instantly scoffed. Like, that's the dumbest thing. What? That's ridiculous. And then I one night late was scrolling through YouTube videos and saw one of their videos, and I was like, let me just see what this is all about.
Right.
And I watched the video. I was like, those are some good questions. And I was like, come on, NASA.
What was one of the good
Squelch
questions?
their questions.
Did you go down the rabbit hole for 3 hours?
I just watched the video, and so I was like, "Go ahead, NASA, stamp them out. You can prove them wrong." And then I like NASA and it's crickets because they don't have any answers to these questions.
So what was one of those questions?
Let me think about what the questions are. One is NASA says, or science in general says that the Earth has a 14-mile crest, so you can't see more than 14 miles across the horizon, like on the ocean,
Right.
Because at 14 miles, it's going to start going over. So basically, what they're saying is, if you stand on a beach and a boat goes perpendicular to the beach, away from you, in 14 miles, it's going to disappear.
Even with binoculars and
Right. Well,
Yeah.
take binoculars out of the equation for right now, because
okay,
they're saying 14 miles. Well,
Gotcha.
even with binoculars, essentially.
right.
So here's one of their things is, okay, so if that boat goes away from you, let's say 13 miles, you can see the boat still, right? It's on the horizon. Now, if you go perpendicular from that boat along the horizon to 13 miles, right? And then you go that way 13 miles, now you're at 26 miles, but that's flat. See what I'm saying? So if you look far as you can to the right, if you stand on the beach, far as you can to the left, and you put a boat there and a boat there, between those two boats,
Right.
it's like 100 miles or something, right? And it's flat as in you can hold up a string, and it's flat as an arrow.
Yeah. If it were a sphere, then it would be not a straight line.
Right.
They'd be,
If it's 14 miles from here to there, how come it's not 14 miles from there to there?
That's a geometry question that I can't answer right now.
Right, I'm saying, like, these are, when I first saw these questions, I was like, that's easy. There's got to be an easy answer for that. That's just one of many flat Earth theories that they have.
So,
And then back to the boat. When the boat disappears, you can throw on binoculars and then see it again. And then when it disappears, those binoculars, you can get a stronger,
right.
telescope and see it again.
But eventually it would sink down underneath the sea line.
And what flat earthers say is it doesn't sink down, but it's the refraction of the light. That's why you can't see it with the naked eye, but you can see it with binoculars. It's still there, but the light refraction is messing with you. But you're seeing through that with the binoculars and then through that with the telescope.
Flat earthers say that it never disappears. Never goes
They're saying eventually how like heat on a hot road, gets all that, looks like a,
blurry lines.
a mirage or whatever. Yeah, they're saying eventually just because of the atmosphere you won't be able to see, but
Yeah, I could see that. But it's a cop-out, too. Yeah. I don't know.
then the other one, the obvious one is, why not just slap a GoPro on a rocket, shoot it up, and when you get up there, like, look around and see that it's around.
We've seen images from space. Do you not?
Have we?
Oh, so, okay.
Have we?
Have we been to the moon?
We've already had this conversation. If we have, we haven't documented it,
Right.
because all the documentation they've showed us for the last 60 years has been fabricated.
I've seen a National
That-
Geographic special on that.
Yeah, that's
Thing.
my own. I did that research myself and came to that conclusion myself.
You went to the archives.
Here's the real. Well, I went to the video that NASA put out. So NASA put out a video of Apollo 11. No, which one's the first one they landed on the moon? 11 or 13?
Maybe 13.
Is it 13?
We could ask.
It's Apollo 13. Yeah.
Okay.
So they put out the video Apollo 13, and that was in 64, 67, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they put out another video. Okay, so let me back. So the video they put out, there's right now, everybody watching this, you can go to Prime and watch a show called Lunar something, the Lunar Story, something, Dark Side of the Moon. That's what the video is called. And it's a whole thing with all these interviews from guys in Washington like Donald Rumsfeld and all these high-ups in Washington who tell the story of when they were in Nixon's cabinet back in the 60s. And Nixon came in like a month before the launch and said, what if they come back from space and all the footage burns up or whatever and they don't get any footage from space? What are we going to do to prove that we beat the Russians? And one of the guys says, I have this, it's a whole video, you got to go watch it. Long story short, they prove with these are not guys that are conspiracy theorists. These are high ups in Washington who tell the story in this video of how they went to the studio set in England that they filmed 2001: Space Odyssey in, and they filmed the moon landing that we've watched for 60 years in that studio.
Right.
Now, of course, when it first came out, all these people said, this is all fake, this is shot in a studio or whatever. And they were like, no, it's not. This is the moon landing. And so NASA and the government for 60 years has said, this is the moon landing.
But the government would never lie to what? So I believe that that's true.
So now there's, so it's a phenomenal show, by the way. Go watch this movie. It's very interesting. Very interesting. So anyway. So I'm like, okay, I'll give you that. So your all your video footage and photography all got contaminated when you came back into orbit. All right, I'll give you that. Now, if you look at those video footage and those photos from the Apollo 13 moon landing, the first trip to the moon, one of those photos I've shown you guys, I don't know on the show if I have or not, but one of the photos, it's clear as day. You got the rover over here, you got the astronauts over here working on something, and then the photo's like this shot from here, and it captures both of those. The shadow from the rover goes this way. The shadows from the astronauts go this way.
Yep.
What is that? That's studio lighting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they've already admitted to it in the video, so I'll give them that, right? Skip ahead 4 years to the fourth moon landing. Apollo 17, is it, I think?
I didn't know we ever went
or
back.
16, yeah, we went 4 times.
Wow.
Skip ahead, all the video footage and all the photos have the same shadows. So I'm like, all right. So I gave you the first one just to be nice to you, but you're still, funneling the same garbage out 4 years later.
I saw also the flag had ripples in it too, and there's no air to cause ripples in the flag.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah, inconsistencies.
like, where's the stars? There's no stars in those photos. So
Yep.
there's just a lot of, for the photos that NASA puts out. Now, here's the number one reason why I say we haven't been to the moon. Is there's a video you guys can all go look at on YouTube right now of a NASA scientist who is excited because they have developed a new kind of metal that they think will be able to get past the Van Allen radiation belts. So here you got the Earth is here, the moon is out here, and all around the Earth are these super hot, millions of degrees, nuclear radiation, molecules, right?
Right.
Whatever you call them. And he's excited because they have now developed metals that they think will be able to get a vessel past those Van Allen radiation belts into space. He's all excited about that.
So we've never.
So I'm like, hold on a minute. What about all the trips we made all the way out here to the moon and Mars? You guys, for everybody that's sucking down the Mars garbage they're giving us.
You don't think the rover is real? All that. So we've never even been out of the atmosphere.
Not been past the Van Allen radiation belt, not according to that NASA scientist.
Whoa. So the pictures that the rover takes on Mars, the red rocks and all that, not real.
You have to make that decision for yourself.
All right.
Is it possible that they're not real? Just ask yourself that. Is it possible?
It is.
Have you ever
absolutely
seen a
possible.
Hollywood movie
Yes.
and they're on Mars?
Yeah.
Doesn't that look realistic?
Absolutely. It
Yeah,
is
I mean-
absolutely possible.
Look, what's a budget for a Hollywood movie that looks like that? $100 million bucks?
Yeah.
$100 million bucks. What's NASA's budget yearly? $40 billion. You don't think they can make a footage that looks like Mars?
They did cut it pretty considerably, but that's probably because they're better at video production by now.
Yeah.
Got it down to a science.
So, anyways, not to get too deep in that, but yeah, so because of this stuff, because of that, it's opened my mind to say, prove them that flat earthers wrong. You know, their theory is not. I'm not saying I'm a flat earther. I'm absolutely not. I still think we're on a you know, a sphere, but they got some good questions.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
We'll
I know we haven't been to the moon, and
you
Mars
know
is
that.
farther away than the moon.
Okay. We'll get Neil deGrasse Tyson on here next week.
Yeah.
He'll explain it.
Yeah, you know his answer? I watched his video. You know what his answer was? NASA's got hundreds or thousands of people working for him. For this to be fake, all of them would have to be lying. I'm like, well, where's the science in that? That was my first answer, by the way, that all the NASA people are lying then. They're not all liars.
Yeah, it's just the people at the top, potentially.
Right. My first answer was, well, then all of them have to be lying. But that was Neil deGrasse. That's his answer for these questions, is that NASA would be lying. I'm like, wait a minute. You're supposed to be the super scientist. Give us some scientific answers, you know?
They're probably looking at this right now like, these idiots. They have no idea.
Give us some answers. Let me tell you one more thing. One more thing, Mazan, then we'll go to the next thing. Is, you know, I saw this flat earther in one of those videos I watched. They were having this flat earther conference, like European conference in like Sweden or someplace. And there was like thousands of people there. And the interviewer had some lady out on the street and was asking her questions. She was like outside of the convention center. And then he was like, so how long have you been a flat earther and whatever? And she's like, oh, you know, 2 years. And he was like, how in the world did you even get the mindset that you would be open to hearing the flat earth theory or whatever? And she said, Donald Trump.
Oh, no.
She said, when we saw the way that the news so fabricated stories during Donald Trump's presidency, and the fact that when he started crying fake news and we started seeing that it was fake news, that made us think maybe everything's a lie.
Some merit to it.
She's like, that's what let us open the gates to be able to check everything we're looking at, you know?
That's a problem, though. I mean, bigger than the flat earth theory. If you can't trust the authority, then
this is not an American woman. This was a Swedish woman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was some woman from Europe.
Yeah.
Because she said the way that they watch the American news so fabricate stories, you know,
Frame them.
about Donald Trump, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's what makes people conspiracy theorists and crazy, because then they just go off the deep end. Like, whoa, everything's not true.
Yeah,
then,
yeah, exactly. You gotta. I mean, the bottom line is, it's for me at least with the flat Earth stuff. It's like made me think, okay, well, let's just see if there's any merit to this, you know.
Yeah.
And I watched videos of people sending. I've since then gone and watched videos of people sending rockets into space that have put GoPros on them and stuff, and none of that stuff's definitive.
Even Jeff Bezos.
It's like the camera gets up there and it looks like it's like this, and then when the camera goes like that, it looks like this. It flattens out and then it goes the other way. It's like you're not helping here, you know.
So maybe we haven't been out of low orbit, but I think, you know, we've gotten into low space, whatever.
Like
it's
the International Space Station stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. We got satellites floating around. So.
I think so, but how come my question about International Space Stations? How come we don't have any footage of Antarctica?
What do you mean?
There's no footage of Antarctica. All the footage is over cities and stuff. When you watch the International Space Station, like it's orbiting the Earth, but it never goes over Antarctica.
Really?
I've never seen anything of it.
It might harm the global warming narrative.
Of course, keep in mind the flat earthers model has the North Pole in the center, like picture a dinner plate. North Pole in the center, and all around the edges are ice, and that's Antarctica.
Okay.
And they're saying that the gravitational pull is towards the center. So if you head west, you're just going around it this way, right?
I think that's where the Garden of Eden is.
In the North Pole?
I know that's like a weird concept.
I haven't heard any sound effects from Kenny, but I've heard lots of heavy sighs.
Because you guys are getting serious.
Yeah, anyway, let's go. You want to go? Let's go to the next question.
I'm waiting for
Idiots.
Kenny to pull us out of this with some kind of a sound effect. He's hitting
All
all
the
of them.
sound
Yeah,
effects,
load
yeah.
them.
They've been built up
Long
in the queue.
overdue. Uh-huh.
Okay, so this one comes from.
All right, let's do it.
This next question comes from Ryan Crazy. I want to say crazy so bad. Anyway, who is your favorite rapper?
I think Christmas. Christmas rappers.
No,
Sound effect.
I can't.
Where's my sound
I
effect?
can't find enough. That one stumped me.
You said Christmas. Oh wow.
Christmas rapping, yeah. Birthday rapping is like second, so strong second. But Christmas rapping, that's like right up there at the top. I think the best rapper, greatest rapper in the world, not necessarily my favorite. I have to say Eminem.
He's very good.
He's-
Yeah.
He's got to be.
B Rabbit, along those lines.
I mean, I'm not necessarily a huge Eminem fan, but the guy is like crazy talented.
Heck yeah.
Maybe not currently. I mean, he's not. I'm not saying he's not good now, but I mean, he had to pioneer a lot, when he started,
Absolutely.
and make a way, And
Yeah.
but just take all of those things out of the equation. Just the creativity and the entertainment value of his rapping, his songs and style it's remarkable.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, obviously, I like some notable mentions. I mean, there's songs that different rappers sing, like DMX, y'all gonna make me lose my mind.
Yeah, iconic stuff.
It's iconic,
Yeah.
It's like how can you say that they're not as good a rapper as somebody else when like they all have these songs that are just
Timeless, really.
timeless?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I would say mine, like new age rap, would probably be Young Thug. I like. All right. Well,
I'm sorry.
Young Thug. Logic is good.
do you like any rappers with tattoos on their face?
I do.
Any of these new
unfortunately.
guys?
Yo, if we can get this pulled up, the Island Boys. I know you guys seen the Island Boys.
Are they the ones with the
Island
hair? With the hair?
Yeah, all weekend at the track. That's all we kept saying. I'm like, man, it's cold out here, dude. I'm not used to this. On the count that I'm a island boy. All day, whenever we could squeeze it in, we were just cracking jokes about it.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Sonny, what about you?
That's what rap
Tell
is.
me your favorite rapper.
That's hard. I like all kinds of music. so-
Candy.
Mm-mm.
Megan Stallion.
Ah, that's funny. No, it's not Megan. She's
Megan Thee Stallion. We already talked about that last week.
Yep.
she's my favorite like fitness girl. I like to watch her fitness videos.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like fat rappers. And it's making I can relate
So
to
the
them.
visual of the rapper is more appealing to you than
yeah,
the sound.
like Fat Boys,
Oh.
Yeah.
Rick
D.
Ross,
Heavy D.
Heavy D.
Now that
Biggie
we
Smalls.
found love, what are we gonna
Well,
do?
yeah, anybody who's
Can I sing that?
That's cool.
I think
Uh,
anybody
I
who's
don't think
big
that's
dude-
gonna. It was so out of key that I don't think it's.
I-
I don't think the YouTube, the bots will pick it up that it was a song.
Right.
I like any type of like
The copyright
rapper
bots.
that I can remix real easy
Misinformation bots.
for fun, like into food. I should have been one of the Fat Boys.
Let's think of all the fat rappers that there've been.
Fat Joe.
Oh, Notorious B.I.G.
Rick
the
Ross.
best.
I said Biggie Smalls. You weren't
Oh,
listening
you said
to
that?
me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Fat Joe. Is he the one who didn't want to
DJ
be a player
Khaled.
no more? No, that's Punisher.
No, that's
Big
yeah,
Punisher.
Big pun.
That's Punisher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like him too.
I saw an interview with Biggie Smalls back in the '90s, and he was on a couch, laid back, and he was talking about he didn't think he was going to live much longer. Did you see that video? Do you remember that video?
I did not.
He said he was they were talking to him, and he was like I don't think I'm going to be. They said, what are you going to be doing in 5 years or 10 years? He goes, I don't think I'm going to be living much longer.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Just he was talking about how the heat, how
Yeah.
all the drama and the threats and all that stuff were taking place. Yeah,
Deep in the game. That's the life they live.
sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I changed my mind. If I'm gonna pick my favorite rapper,
Skinny rappers.
if I'm gonna pick a skinny rapper, it's gonna be Amber from F of X.
Machine Gun Kelly.
She's a Korean chick from a girl band, and she's the rapper, and she does
Girl?
not fit the mold.
Girls rap?
That'd probably be terrible.
You make me sick, but I like her because she's different. She's not even like she
How
has
do they
like
have time?
small bars.
What else would they be doing that they wouldn't have
Am I
time?
not y'all's favorite rapper?
Yeah.
You?
Yeah.
Goes without
I make
saying.
music.
Ryan, do you
Oh,
really?
yeah.
Do you really?
We talked about this.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. Right?
Ryan makes
Where
music.
might one
Sing us a
find
bar,
your
Ryan.
music?
Sing us a bar.
Yes, sing
Let's
a
hear
bar.
some-
It's-
Oh no, it's
Let's
not
hear some notes.
That is an angelic voice. Now that I'm paying attention.
Ryan, go ahead and spit us something right
Lay it down.
now.
Lay it down.
You want me to introduce you?
Want
You want me to introduce you?
No,
And
I can't really sing right now.
and introduce
Can't
him.
breathe out my nose. So
Well, Ryan.
What's that got to do
All
with,
right,
with
right.
rapping, bro?
First.
Hey, next week bring some. You got anything recorded? Oh yeah, don't you got some stuff recorded?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's legit.
Next
Where-
week let's
Yeah,
let's
it's
play
on
some of it.
Spotify, Apple Music, and everything.
But do you can
Hell
you
yeah.
bleep out the cuss words? Because this
He
is
be
a family
cussing?
show. Oh, he's filthy.
We don't have your filthy animal. We don't have that. Oh,
You
I'm
filthy
upset.
animals.
That's dope.
Hadn't
though.
found
I
it
didn't
yet.
know that.
We got to get that for Christmas.
Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah, that's a good one for Christmas.
Is it gangster rap or just regular rap?
No, it's like
Any gunshots?
it's like real stuff. So not like just making stuff up. It's like
Oh,
real
really?
things.
Oh, from your life, like real stories.
Yeah.
Thoughtful
I
stuff.
got you.
I'm going to check you
Nice.
out.
That's pretty dope.
I
Yeah,
swear
I
I
wanna
did
check
not
that
know. Now I'm going to check you out. You just got plugged, bro.
Hey, what's your how can people find you if they want to go check you out?
Oh man, it's just my last name, Craigie. K-R.
That's your rap name, Craigie?
That's a dope rap.
That's
name.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
It's
Spell it again. I'm
recognizable.
sorry I talked over you.
No, you're good. KREJCI.
KREJCI, Mama. Don't go there because he cusses.
Oh, my mom knows about it.
No, I'm talking about my mom.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
We'll want to get hit with a
If
hickory.
it's good music though, she still wouldn't do it.
Right.
So there's a couple of songs that are. Ooh. Yeah, don't.
While we're back there, though, because I know Kenny is like, oh, that's his thing. His
Kenny's
niche.
been rapping.
Mm-hmm.
He loves
No,
rap music.
But Kenny listens to more like Rage Against the Machine type rap.
Go to Kenny.
Don't you, Kenny?
Kenny, go ahead.
He's Kenny's more like we're rallying around the family.
I mean, I do like that type of music for sure. But J. Cole was probably one of my favorite rappers.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
No, sometimes I get in the truck with Kenny and he's got something, bunch of cuss words on it with some bass beats.
Cypress Hill a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Cypress Hill.
I only know like one
Beastie
song.
Boys.
You notice, like most people, when they talk about rappers, and really any music, it all starts like in the '90s and goes back,
Yeah.
right? Like most music.
Probably more early 2000s.
There's been a
Yeah.
few. There's been a few music genres and musicians or artists since the 2000s. There's been a few that are good and have some, just good natural melodic talent. You
Right.
know, even styles I don't necessarily like Taylor Swift. She's got a good sound, clearly. But there's very few that I would say like it's not like a whole generation of people that have good. There's like in the 80s, like everybody that put anything out, it was money. Even into the 90s. But since the 2000s, there's been a few songs that are catchy. But most of the stuff on the radio, it's like this is crap.
Overproduced.
Yeah.
Not real talent. Just
It all
computer
sounds the
generated.
same. It all sounds. It's like one song goes right into the next. You can't. There's no distinction.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you'll find somebody that comes along though that's got a new melody
Yeah.
and it's catchy, and you're like, oh, I like that.
Well, I think with hip hop now, it's just, is this person likable?
It's the look.
Yeah, the look.
Yeah.
Do they have a good sound? Does their voice sound good? Like
Yeah.
Drake is so popular.
Sound like they've been,
Sipping lean, all that.
gargling with gravel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like.
Oh.
I will say this. One thing that I like is and I know this sounds weird, is I like to listen to younger rappers, like kids, like teenagers,
Oh yeah.
because they don't care so much as like.
Yeah.
I can't explain. They just don't care what they say or what they're about. And some of them are quality. Like I like a lot of what's his name? Namir. I like Namir. He's real good.
YBN.
Yeah, YBN Namir. I like what's his homeboy's name? Corday. I like Corday. I like pretty much all of them, like those younger kids, because they're pretty fire. I can't explain it. They're just different.
Yeah. I have no idea any of those names you mentioned.
And that's a good thing, because like I mean
Yeah.
Namir's kind of getting a little bit more mainstream now, but there's a couple of kids out right now that are, and TikTok is really bringing out some
really?
new. Oh yeah, that's the best place to find new rappers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyway, let's go. I just want to say we got like 8 minutes.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and hit a couple more questions.
Let's do it.
All right. This one is from Tartiana Sudrith. She wants to know, what is the most imaginative insult you can come up with?
Don't make me spank you.
Well,
Which that's very insultive when you say it to another man who's trying to swell up to you.
yeah.
Don't make me bend you over my knee, son.
Tucker Carlson did that to that dude that brushed him. Listen, son. He put his hand on his chest. Now, listen, son. I mean, he's asking to get punched in the face. But
That's an insult. Or Kitty sometimes will swell up and I'll say, "You're talking awful tough for a fella so ticklish."
that's clever. I like it.
It's true though.
I want to kiss you on the
Mazzani went
mouth.
through this whole. Mazzani went through this whole. She cussed out. Remember the Trump, the Trump versus Mazzani video on our
Yeah, I
YouTube
remember
page.
that. Uh-huh.
That's hilarious, by the way. But she cusses out. She's had a whole argument with Trump quotes, like Trump sound effects that we had at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But she like cussed him up one side, down the other. Didn't use any swear words. She's like, "You round pie face." This and that.
Impressive.
Yeah, it was impressive. I was like, I mean, that was pretty impressive.
I don't really insult people. So. I don't know. Do I?
No, you don't. But like, come on. So there's got to be something. Think about when you were young and angry and in your room when you slammed the door and you're like,
Oh wow.
I would
Go-
never slam the door in
go
my
there.
house.
Oh, okay.
My dad would ask how I was feeling and why I did that.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know?
yeah. I'm sure he would.
Yes, absolutely.
No, but everybody has that one
Use
thing.
your words,
What's your
Andrew.
go-to?
Yeah. why do you feel the need to express yourself like that?
Yeah.
What am I doing wrong?
There you go.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly how it would happen.
you. Go buy me some McDonald's now. Okay,
Oh,
I'll get you
Ask
some
him about
McDonald's.
His brother. They go at it. When they were
You and your
young.
brother would you
We fought a
insult him?
lot. We fought a lot, but I don't remember ever being clever with my insults. I was too enraged to think, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was being stupid. I wasn't really thinking. So
They're best friends now, though.
somewhat, yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite was when my brother used to be like, "You're ugly," and I'd be like, "Oh, am I? Then you're ugly too, because we came from the same mom."
Yeah,
That's my favorite.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there was always insults when you joke with your friends, like, "You're fat. Well, you're ugly. At least I can diet." You know. So,
At least what?
at
Hey,
least I can diet. You know.
at least I can change that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you'll
those,
always be
it's
ugly.
Those creative ones. Those creative ones are hilarious.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. We got time for one more.
We got time for a couple more.
Okay, a couple more.
Yeah. Let's do this one. Oh, that's cool. So Amy Pope wants to know, what's your favorite Christian song? Mine is Amazing Grace.
Oh, Amazing Grace is an old timey song. That's a good old timey Christian song. For me personally, Christian songs, they come and go. There's like there's not like one song that for all time, you know, I can always go back to that song.
Okay.
It's just, I mean, there's Bible verses that are like that for me. Like I can go back and read those Bible verses, but usually I wear a song out and I'm kind of tired of hearing it, you know.
Right.
And but there's some good Christian songs out there that I like that one Christian song that talks about 100 billion creatures. You know what I'm talking about? I can't think of that song.
100 billion creatures. That doesn't
You guys
sound like
watching this know what I'm talking about? It's like
He's got the whole world.
he says when you speak 100 billion creatures, take your breath or something like that.
No.
It's a song to Jesus from the singer that sings the song.
That was easy.
And then later in the song it says again, and when you speak 100 billion,
Hold on.
I think it says 100 billion failures disappear. Talking about forgiveness, something like that. That's a song that recently I was listening to, and it was pretty powerful.
Yeah. Had meaning.
Everybody needs their failures to disappear.
Absolutely. Be forgiven.
Yep.
So I can't name a song for you off the top of my head, but about the time when I was in 8th grade, middle school, I was playing Madden, and there was this metal band playing on the Madden soundtrack called Under Oath. You're familiar with
I
Under
remember
Oath?
Under Oath,
I didn't realize at the time they're a Christian metal band, and when I listen to them now, and I listen to the words that they're saying, the words I can understand that aren't being screamed,
Yeah.
I can understand that more now. I love metal music, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can kind of contextualize it, especially now because I'm finding my faith more so the older I get, and it's all that stuff is powerful, meaningful. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's So Will I.
Yeah, and so will I. That's right.
That's what it is. Sorry.
Can you sing that for me?
No. Did you want me to? Do you want me to give you a couple of mine?
Yes,
I don't really have one.
You
I have
favorite
like
Christian song?
I have like 3 tied because one is my dad's and it's Marvin Sapp. Never would have made it.
How's it go?
Never would have made it.
Never would have made it. Never would have made it.
No,
Never.
that's not how it
No?
goes. You should listen to it though. I'll send you the link. And
Okay.
then
I'm sure it doesn't go like that. I'm sorry for trying to be funny.
yeah, thank you. And then the next one would probably be like these are like my go-to Revolution by you know who I'm talking about.
How's it go?
I'm not singing it.
Titles of songs don't help me because like most of the song, very rarely like the song. You know what I mean? Like that one, So Will I. Like I would have never guessed that's the name of that song that I was thinking about 100 billion. Like the 100 billion is the thing I remember.
The
about
chorus. The chorus of the song is
Yeah.
what's memorable.
Yeah. So Revolution, how's it go?
I can't. I'll just send you the links after.
Who
I'm not gonna
sings
sing
it?
it. It's what is his name? You guessed him last week. Remember when I did that? Kurt
Oh,
Franklin.
Kurt Franklin?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
He sings that one. And then probably my next one. I have so many that are like my go-to whenever I need to be uplifted. So I have a couple of different ones. But the next one for me would probably be... no, that one. I don't know. I do like Hillsong. I like Hillsong United.
I
So
like
will I
Hillsongs,
as
yeah.
Hillsong Worship. But so really anything
Yeah.
Hillsong United. I saw them live one time. So
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like a lot of Hillsong songs.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm just gonna go in and play some worship music, I just usually can default to Hillsong music for that. You know.
oh, I really like when I die. Just keep this in mind. When I die, please somebody play or sing for me if anybody asks you where I'm going.
Where I'm going. That's
Yeah.
the name of the song.
I don't know if that's what it's called. I just know how it goes.
How's it go?
If anybody asks you where I'm going up yonder. I'm pretty sure it's called I'm Going Up Yonder. It's a lit song, and if you get the right old lady to sing it, it'll pop off in the church.
I bet.
Yeah, it pops off. So
All right.
you be crying and stuff. you be ready to go. You be like, yes, Lord, take me now.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Okay.
It's pretty lit.
Kenny.
Anyway.
Kenny, do you have a favorite Christian song?
Not really.
Anybody else back there want to share before we go on to the next question?
NF. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Yeah.
He's basically considered a Christian rapper because he doesn't cuss in any of his songs.
And he's a Christian.
And he mentions God a lot in a lot of his songs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I went to an NF concert with a friend of mine, and the friend of mine took a camera. Any of you guys watching know Joel Hinderlong? He's the guy I'm talking about. He went with me to an NF concert in Baltimore, or I went with him, I guess. And he took his camera and took a bunch of pictures during the concert, and then posted them. And NF's management reached out to him and said, "Will you go on tour with us?"
What?
that happened.
From the audience he was taking pictures?
Yeah, he was just walking around the audience taking pictures of the stage and different lighting angles and different stuff like that.
Did he go?
I don't think he went.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure that they didn't go.
that's
It was him
awesome.
and his wife. They were both offered to go.
That's awesome.
For whatever reason, they didn't. But yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Like they were like, go on tour with us.
I know that it's time for us to leave, but I want to know what Jeffrey's talking about. Jeffrey Turner said, "I still remember the words to your song, Van."
Which one? Because he's probably referring to years ago when I was a youth leader. I also led worship and wrote worship music and sang it and stuff. So I don't know which one he's talking about.
I didn't know that.
It's cool.
Did you ever hear that one song I wrote? It says, "I get knocked down,
Yeah.
but I get up again."
You
You never hear that?
Yeah. That was on the radio. That was in the 90s, wasn't it?
No, that wasn't me.
That was you.
No, that
I grew up listening to that song. What?
What's the name of that band? Jumbo Waffle or something like that?
I have no
That's
clue.
A weird name like that.
I was a
Jumbo
kid.
Waffle.
Jumbo waffle.
What is it? It's a name like that. It's something.
Jumbo Wumba.
No.
Tub thumping.
Tub Thumping is the name of it.
Yeah.
And what's the? Oh, Tub Thumping.
It's by Chubbawamba.
Chubbawamba. See, I was not far off.
That's weird.
Yeah. But yeah, NF. That was a cool story about him. We done? We got one.
I mean,
more?
we can unless you want to do one more.
What time is it?
It's 9.
Okay, we better put the brakes on it. Let's do one more, and then that's
Okay.
it.
Let's do a funny
This
one.
is the
then.
last one, everybody.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be hilarious. Nicholas Roberts wants to know if you could be any mythical creature, what would you be?
Well, do you think this is limited to mythical creatures that people already know about, or can we make one up?
You can make one up. I'm cool with that.
That's a good question. Any mythical creature? Because would a Star Wars character be considered a mythical creature?
No, it exists. It's in the world. Somebody's put their thought and creativity into that now.
Oh, then I'm at a loss for what kind of creature I could be.
Unless it's like a mythical creature in that, like, do you want to be? What's that one dude? His name? What is his name? When I think of Star Wars, this is what I think of whenever you say mythical creature and you.
Jabba the Hutt.
No. What is his? What is his name?
Chewbacca.
It's a
what is
Star
his
Wars
name?
character.
Yes, it's a Star Wars character.
What's he look like?
Weird.
Does he have a black helmet on?
Oh, there he is. There he is. I found him. Let me see what his name is. It is
Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Jar
right.
Yeah,
Jar.
people hate Jar Jar Binks.
Diesel.
I loved him. I thought
Wassa.
he was hilarious.
You chef.
Misa wants a switch person.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good.
See, I'm accurate on my depiction.
That's not mythical though. Mythical is like centaurs and
Mythical's
fairies.
like
Yes.
the Loch Ness monster.
Oh yeah.
That would be a good one to be.
That'd be so lonely.
How do you know there's not like 10 of them?
We don't.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They're evasive.
Are angels mythical creatures
Mythical implies that they don't exist, right?
That they're a myth.
That they're a myth.
that we haven't proven them yet?
Right.
Is what I
Like
think.
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
So
Bigfoot's
what's
a
your
mythical
what's your
creature.
decision?
If I could be a mythical creature, which would it be? I don't know. That's it. I'm gonna defer
Minotaur.
That is a cool. Minotaur would be so lonely too. You're just trapped in a maze, just eating people.
What?
Yeah, the Minotaur. The Minotaur ate people alive.
I
Killed
thought
them. ate
that
them.
was a half horse, half man.
It was half bull, half man, with just trapped in a maze. Whoever's labyrinth, I forgot what the name of that labyrinth was, but
And they ate people.
there's
It was a man that ate people.
yeah, I think it's from the Greeks.
What kind of books are you reading?
Oh,
man?
that it was in a movie, and he never mind. Can't talk about that.
Okay.
Hilarious.
I'm going with Bigfoot. That's the one I'm going for.
Okay,
Because, you can have a family and then you don't have to have a cell phone.
right
You don't have nobody's calling you
off grid.
off the grid. You're fine sleeping in the woods, poop wherever you want to.
Mm.
You know what I
feel
mean?
You don't. Well, yeah,
Got movies made about you.
yeah. That's a good answer. I like it.
So,
I can't. I'm blanking honestly.
Really?
No clue. Let me think about it a little bit longer. Let's hear yours though.
yeah, what's yours?
Oh, there's so many. Can I just have a new
Yeah.
one every day?
Yes. Just,
My first day, I want to be a centaur because it matches, how I'm built.
is that the half man, half horse?
Yes.
Do you eat people?
No, I'm actually
Minotaur.
a warrior.
Oh.
I would be that, and then I'd be a fae, and then I'd be a witch because they count, and then I would be I'd just be something new every. A werewolf. How cool would
That
it
would be
be
dope.
to be a werewolf or
Well,
a
you could-
vampire? Oh, bro.
Well,
I
you
just
could
go around eating
switch.
people.
If you were a werewolf, you could switch.
No. I want to be the hybrid like Michael from Underworld.
Yes.
That's who I want to be. I want to be blue, black eyes, everything. Fine.
Yeah.
It's me.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
What about an Amazon?
No.
They're awesome.
No. Too white.
There's black Amazons.
There are originally the Amazons are, but now because the way
in the
it
new
is,
DC
no,
movies, there's black ones on the island.
I'm good. I'm gonna be. I picked mine. I want to be the hybrid. I want to be
Okay.
Michael. That's
Okay.
me.
All
I'm
right.
doing
Okay.
it.
Anybody
fair.
in the back want to chime in before we head out of the show? Anybody have a mythical creature they'd want to be?
Morris from the Shang-Chi movie. I don't know if you
I
guys
gotta
Do you
look
know
that
who
up,
that
bro.
is?
Who is that?
Morris
It's this thing that
Shang-Chi.
looks kind of like a dog and a butterfly and doesn't have a face. It has 6 legs.
What? What is this? Ooh.
If a wizard counts, I'd be a wizard.
What about anybody? You got one there?
Not a magical creature, but I'd be a very taken care of house cat. Of a millionaire.
Yeah.
Of a millionaire.
Yeah,
That's
just lay
my life.
around,
Oh, yeah.
gourmet food. Yeah.
Or Green Lantern, if it's
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern is we call it superhero.
Yeah.
Is he the one that anything he thinks he can do or whatever?
He's got to have the
Yeah.
ring of power.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. If I was going to be a superhero, that'd be it. Yeah.
Definitely the
That'd be a
comic
good
book.
question. What superhero would you want to be?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is.
That'd
Somebody
be
should
good.
put that in there for next week.
Kenny
Thank you
Payne,
for
you
plugging
got a
that.
mythical character you'd be?
Puppy
about-
monkey baby.
Take her.
Baby monkey baby.
What's Punky Baby?
Puppy monkey baby. You
Puppy monkey
don't
baby.
remember that commercial that I can't say on TV?
Over my head.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
If we could pick superheroes, oh my gosh, Jeffrey, thank you. He said Kal-El.
Superman.
Yeah, that's. Oh, that would fit you because you are Batman in real life.
That's not a mythical creature, though. I think we're cheating the question.
It's mythical.
It's a gray area for sure. Because they're not real.
Yeah, but this semantics. We know what the essence of the question was.
Maybe I
though.
would be Santa Claus.
Ooh, that'd be awesome.
Sorry, kiddos at home.
The bringer. Oh my gosh, you have ruined
Just
it.
same thing with flat Earth. You can't disprove it.
Yeah,
So
that's right. Okay. Well, listen, everybody. Thank you for tuning in for this episode of the Ask Big Van Show. Everybody at home, we love you guys. Thank you very much. Everybody else, if you're one of my children or grandchildren or generations after me, this is what I looked like when I was 47. So not too bad, not too good. Right in the middle there, maybe when I'm 50 or 67, I'll look a little bit better. But if you are one of my kids or grandkids, I love you. This is why I do this show. So years from now, you can look back and get my worldview on everything and of my friends and guests that were on the show. And I hope that you love Jesus because he loves you. Everybody else, love you too. Tune in next week. Do we know who the guest is yet? We don't know yet. Tune in next week for the next episode of the Ask Big Van Show. And if you want to be on the show, reach out to us. We'd love for you to sit here where our guests sit, give your opinions and your worldviews and your different thoughts on different topics. And we're excited to have you come back. Excited to see you guys all next week on the next episode of the Ask Big Van Show. God bless you. See you then. Hey, everybody, this is Big Van, and if you'd like to watch our show live, then you must subscribe and follow so that it alerts you when we're on the air. Be sure to check out the links below for some live show times and some very cool products so you can have your own conversation starters. We can't wait to see you and your questions and comments on the next live Ask Big Van Show.